This is Nick with Bill Brothers Roofing at 652 Watertown Lane. Started my digital inspection. We always like to start underneath the eave of the house. Your eave of the home is going to consist of your fascia board. You then have your rafter tails, and then typically you'll have either starter board or plywood underneath for the eave. So the reason why we like to start underneath the eave is that it gives us a good idea about what kind of wood damage we can expect on this property. We can see we got a lot of wood rot going on underneath this fascia board. This roof did not come with any drip edge, which is typically the case for any roof that's over 30 years old or so. Drip edge is a piece of metal flashing that hangs over the board itself. Your neighbor has it. It's that white flashing right there. It allows that water to run off the drip edge as opposed to running off the wood. You can see all the fascia that's damaged over here in this section, and then you can also see the amount of watermarks underneath this eave as well, showing you how much water has been penetrating this property for quite some time. So homeowner needs to realize that there will be a good amount of wood repair on this project. He wants to replace all the fascia board. I told him that we will replace the fascia on a need to be replaced basis to help save some money. Not all the board is going to need to go. Hopefully we can save some, but if it's bad, which a lot of it is, then we will replace it. So as I work my way up to the top of the roof, we have an architectural shingle product on here right now. A lot of granule loss. We can see over here on this section how shiny it is. And essentially what's happening, or what has happened, is the oils on this asphalt shingle product have evaporated. All of the granules have completely depleted, and now the fiberglass and the material is showing through. Once the fiberglass begins to be exposed, the waterproofing is greatly affected. You can see this stuff is literally paper thin at this point. So as far as waterproofing goes, it's not really doing a whole lot. We got a lot of soft spots on this area. Because of that, water has been penetrating for quite some time. We do have solar panels that we need to address as well. It looks like we have a total of 16 solar panels that are on this roof. We're an Elite Sun Power dealer. We have all our in-house crews on the solar side, so we remove and reinstall solar panels as part of roofing projects all the time. Another thing I want to point out are the dormer vents. We have 2 dormer vents on this roof. Those act as the exhaust ventilation for the property. Dormer vents are always extremely susceptible to leaks, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of these dormer vents, and we're going to replace them with O'Hagan vents. O'Hagan vents are flat, low-profile vents. Your neighbor down the street, those little squares on the roof, those are the O'Hagan vents. So I'm going to get rid of these 2 dormer vents. I'm going to add the 2 O'Hagans, and then I want to add another 2 on those 2 roof planes as well. So we're going to replace those also. All these penetrations are going to need to be redone and resealed. So when we go ahead and we tear this roof off, which is what I'm going to recommend, we're going to get all the way down to the wood decking so that we can address the wood issues that we have on this roof. After that, we are going to install a layer of synthetic underlayment. We are an Owens Corning preferred contractor, which means that this roof will come with a 50-year warranty. The synthetic underlayment is part of the 50-year roofing system from Owens Corning. Once that underlayment is installed, we're going to add starter shingle along the entire perimeter, drip edge like we talked about, and then the actual roofing shingle goes on top. So we talked about adding the exhaust ventilation. We're going to add at least 2 more exhaust vents on this side and this side. We also have the opportunity to upgrade to the Owens Corning duration roofing system, which would then allow us to turn this ridge line into a ridge vent, and this line as well, to turn the whole home into an exhaust ventilation system. And then we would also be upgrading some of the underlayment and adding some ice and water barrier on all the vulnerable areas of the roof, meaning the valleys, along all the penetrations, around the chimney, any area that's susceptible to a leak. We would add that ice and water barrier if the homeowner wants to upgrade to the duration roofing system. That is it for my inspection.